All right, well, Desi Bergman, how are you today?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Excellent. So I'm really excited about this segment because I know there's a lot of young ladies out there that are maybe bought a gun, their husbands bought them a gun, they bought a gun, they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know where to go. And it's hard to ask questions to people that you don't know about the subject of gun ownership. You have a solution.
I do have a solution, and that is called NOTMESD. So, Dave, NOTMESD has been around for about 2 years, and we are SDCGO's initiative to help stop domestic violence and sexual assault in San Diego. So, did you know that on average in a day, there are 3 women raped in San Diego?
No, kid. 3?
3. That's the statistic.
That's terrible.
And so we are here to help women that want to protect themselves, to answer their questions on firearms, to help them get training, and to even help them get their CCW. We want to add guns as another avenue to help females protect themselves.
Right.
And there's a lot of females out there that have questions about guns and gun ownership, but don't know who to turn to. They're not fortunate like all of us who have a ton of friends and family that are gun lovers.
Sure.
So who do they turn to when they have questions and they want to be their own protector? They come to us.
What are some of the questions they ask you?
So they're basic questions from, what kind of gun should I buy? How do I get my CCW? To where can I go to get training? How do I even use my firearm? To me, one of the scariest things about a new gun owner is not knowing how to use your firearm. And so for females, they're very intimidating. And for them to come to us, it's a great thing.
Well, if you sell somebody or somebody buys a firearm and doesn't get trained on it, that's dangerous. Scary. Yeah, and it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
For themselves and everybody in the family that's around them.
Exactly. Now, NOTMESD has been around for about 2 years. And I actually started off with the program as an ambassador. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. And I became the project manager when COVID hit. Because if you can imagine, with COVID, the numbers of applicants that were reaching out to us for help skyrocketed.
Why is that, would you say?
Because they understood that firearms are a way to protect themselves, and with things going crazy like they have been, they wanted a firearm.
Gotcha. Yeah, so. and without it, because who's the lady that just ran for Congress and she weighed 100 pounds? And now she's threatening to carry her firearm to Congress.
I don't remember.
She made a great video.
Unfortunately,
it was great, except you don't remember her
video.
name.
Yeah,
it's not Lambert, but the point of it is she made an extremely good point. I weigh 100 pounds.
Yep.
I got 3 kids. There's no way I could protect myself. Yeah, Lauren Boebert. I think that's why we got Brandon.
That's why Brandon's there.
That's why Brandon is here.
Yep.
Elvis music and good quality information.
Yep.
So let's talk a little. Can we talk a little bit about the process? So say there's a lady listening right now. What's the first thing they should do?
So the first thing that they should do is go to our website. So if you go to San Diego County Gun Owners website, you're going to go to our NOTMESD tab. There's going to be a lot of information about the program, and there's also going to be a way to apply. That's just going to ask them some basic questions about what they're looking for, and then that comes to me. When I get their application, I assign that to one of my amazing ladies who are considered our ambassadors. Ambassadors are there to reach out to these ladies and help them through the process from start to finish.
Gotcha.
So whether these ladies have a question about, firearms ownership, or they want to get training, or they want to get their CCW, we have so many resources for them. Now, of course, everything is virtual now because of COVID, whatever, but they're there to help them through the whole process. Now, Dave, do you want to know how many women we have helped through the program since COVID hit?
Sure. How many?
158 women.
I got goosebumps.
Goosebumps, right? So that's 158 women that came to us asking for help and that have gone through the program from start to finish, meaning we answered their questions, we helped them get a gun, we helped them get training, or we helped them get their CCW.
And that's without putting a billboard on the I-8.
That's without advertising it on the freeway.
That's my point. I mean, so it's either word of mouth, our radio show,
correct,
or Michael Schwartz constantly being in front of a camera.
Michael loves to be in front of the camera.
He does.
I mean, that's just his thing. Like,
I'm going to get him a camera, take it to his house, and just let him sit in front of it.
He's probably doing that right now while he's listening to us.
It's funny you should say that. He probably is. But it's so important.
It is.
That, that you guys were smart enough to see there has to be an outlet.
There is a need for a program like ours, which is why it was formed And since COVID and the need for firearms was realized, imagine it took a virus for people to think that firearms were needed at this time. But because of that, again, they came to us, they wanted help. So we've had 158 women through the program, and we have 100 currently in the process right now working with ambassadors to get the help that they're looking for.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but does not that ambassador and the person they're working with become extremely good, close friends?
They do. And when I started off as an ambassador, my favorite part was actually talking with these ladies about firearms. Because if you can imagine, I love guns and I love talking about guns, and I will talk with you about guns all day. And to be able to share that knowledge with somebody else and help them, it's a very rewarding program. And one thing that you'll hear from all of the ambassadors is their favorite part is being able to help someone get their own protection.
So you mean you have a program that somebody can physically call you on the phone and talk to you?
We do. So imagine that.
Gosh.
Like, you can actually talk to a real person. You get their phone number, they will email you, and they will be there every step of the way through this process to make sure that you get the help that you're looking for. They're not going to leave you. They're not going to say, Dave, I talked to you once, I'm done with you. They're going to be in contact with you until you feel that you're in the great spot. And we've even had ladies go through the program and feel that they're in the good enough position and become ambassadors themselves. So those are widely successful stories, and I just love hearing them.
Well, and that was going to be kind of my next question, because if you've got a young lady that reaches out, gets her gun, gets her CCW, there is an opportunity for her to become an ambassador.
Of course, and we love having ladies volunteer to become ambassadors. I mean, it's a great success story. Once you feel confident enough, I know enough about guns, now I want to share that and share the experience with somebody else.
Well, and the bonus really for an ambassador is they're constantly training too.
They are. And if you know, women love to talk. Women love to talk about guns.
Yeah.
And when you get them talking about guns, they will talk to you for guns for hours.
Yeah.
And Joe, you know that. I mean, come on.
Joe's not going to say nothing.
He's just like, nope.
Yeah. Well, it's good, too, that they stay in touch with you guys. You guys stay in touch with them because, like you were saying a little bit earlier, it's so important to do the training and to continue that. And, you know, you have to think if there are women that, okay, they didn't know, they wanted a gun, they didn't know anybody, they didn't come from that kind of background, they don't have friends that shoot regularly. Okay, they go through the program, they get it, they get started, but if they don't have a circle of friends around them that are into it, you know, the opportunities to go shoot, you know, the invitations, hey, meet me at the range, let's do this, let's do that. You don't see that kind of stuff. With all of us, you know, I mean, Dave resists it, but I mean, everybody else, I mean, we shoot all the time.
I'm just busy. So let me ask you this. What are your plans for 2021? Because we don't know if it's going to get any better, and we don't even know if it's going to get any worse.
I honestly feel like it's going to get worse, and I feel that the program and the need for NOTMESD is going to become even more crucial. So we have a plan is we want to promote the crap out of Not Me, excuse my French, but
that's okay.
We want to put that out there. So we're going to be talking about it, you know, of course, with you. We want to get maybe some other segments, do some podcasts, but we want to advertise Not Me so that way these ladies that are out there that want help, who don't know that we exist, will somehow hear about us. So it's going to be that word of mouth. It's going to be on our website. We're going to do some more podcasts. We're going to get our interviews out there. So we just want to make sure that these ladies that need help know that we're here.
I wonder if we could get you on KUSI.
I would love to be on KUSI.
I think
just like Mike can't have all the spotlight.
I know.
He's got to share it with somebody else. I'm just saying.
I'm just thinking I'm going to talk to Jake and see if we can't do it. It'll be a Zoom most likely.
Of course.
But I think that's a great idea. All right. So I want to ask you about the best experience you had, but my next question probably is really more important. What does it cost to get involved with your program?
Are you ready for this, Dave?
Okay, I'm holding the table.
Hold the table. It's free.
Oh,
we do not charge these ladies to come through our program. Wow. We are free, and all of my ambassadors are volunteers, so they give their time to help with this program because they understand their need.
Wow.
And so this is free to anybody that's listening or anybody that needs us.
Yeah, no strings attached.
No strings attached. We're not going to make you become a member, although you can, but...
Ooh, $10 a month. Ooh.
Ooh, imagine that, $10 and you get our help. Or you can become a volunteer yourself if you're a lady that wants to volunteer with the program.
That is so cool. All right, so tell me about one of the really good experiences that just warms your heart.
So one of the great experiences that warms my heart is we do CCW seminars, you know, once a month that are ladies only. So SDCGO does them once. We do a ladies only one for our Not Me girls once a month. Back in November, we had 60 women on this virtual call going over the process and how to get their CCW, right? And at the end, we always open it up for questions about, like if they want help with their good cause statement or any kind of questions they have. And we were on this call for about an hour after because these women that were asking questions were single moms. They were these females that had no one else to turn to, and they were asking how they could write their good cause so they could protect their family.
Wow.
And it really was kind of like that light bulb that what we do for Not Me and having a safe environment for these women to come and ask questions was real.
Wow.
And that was kind of that warm, fuzzy feeling, this is great because these women are here asking their questions because they know that they have a need, they want to protect themselves, and they want to protect their families.
And it's free.
Wouldn't
it be nice if you could find something free, Joe?
It would be nice.
You haven't been able to find that. All right. Well, we're gonna bring you back, and we have a big surprise for our listeners. We're not going to tell them what it is. They'll have to tune in at Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, and for all you folks watching our show online, do us a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and tell your friends. All right. Hey, Desi's going to be with us the whole 2 hours. And, we're talking about Not Me SD. So what is it about this program and the ambassadors you work with that really just warms your heart?
So one thing I love about the program, this is probably my favorite part, is being able to reach out to these women volunteer and talk with them. Now, like we said earlier, women that love guns love to talk, and they will talk your ears off. So I get the ability and the privilege to be able to contact our ambassadors, a few times a month, check in with them. And the great thing about that is whenever we're calling, I'm building a sisterhood, right? Because these women, it's usually first 15 minutes of talking about life, talking about our family, what's going on, how's COVID doing. And then, of course, we'll talk about the, applications that they have that they're working with right now. But I love talking with these women, and they've become my sisters. And that's a bond that you can never forget.
Wow.
And the great thing today, Dave, is we have a special guest. I have Debbie, who is one of our volunteers calling in. Debbie, are you there? Oh, we could barely hear you, Debbie.
Hear you. You're in a can.
Oh my gosh, I'm here.
There you are.
You
Hi, Debbie.
Sound wonderful.
How are you doing today?
I'm feeling good.
So, Dave, Debbie has been one of my longest standing volunteers. And Debbie, how long have you been volunteering with the program for?
I would have to say since the beginning.
Wow.
I think I was one of your first ones.
You were, and we've been in contact, and you've been like my sister since day one, which I absolutely love. Debbie and I talk for hours anytime we talk to each other. But Debbie, tell me, what brought you to Not Me SD as a volunteer?
I knew Wendy through the Well-Armed Women's Group, and she told me about it starting up, and I believe I told her to give you my number, and that's how. But I totally believe in the program itself. I am a firm believer that women, if they want a gun and they want to know how to shoot it, I can direct them to do that. And it's just a wonderful program for women, especially like you guys said, women who don't grow up in a household that has guns. That's just like me. My friend 7 years ago took me shooting. I had never been around a gun.
Never?
And never. No.
Wow. And now you're always around guns.
and you're all at 22 years old. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, I'm almost 60.
You look fantastic, though, Debbie. You do.
Well,
and now I just love it, and I love teaching other women, all about guns and how to properly shoot it, and what to buy, what to look for when they go to buy their first gun. It's really, really important that it fits their hand and all of that. So it's a great program.
Well, I know I broke a cardinal rule by asking a woman her age.
Dave, you should never have done that.
I know. But I think it's important that the women out there listening realize there's no age limitation.
No, there is not. There's no age limit.
No. One of my ladies that I've helped out, she's in her late 70s.
Wow. Wait, did you say late 70s?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Yeah.
that is so important. And there was a time in society where you weren't even allowed to even think about buying a gun, let alone carrying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you can hear the joy in her voice. You know that? You can hear the joy in her voice.
This is why I like to talk to Debbie.
Yeah.
Now, Debbie, you volunteered a lot at the shooting socials, correct?
I do, yes.
And why? What's your love for volunteering there? Like, why do you like to do that?
And especially when I do that, I love to be met up with a woman because, that way they're not learning to shoot by their significant other.
Because that can be
nothing
bad.
wrong with that. Nothing bad about that whatsoever. But they're learning from another female who has 7 years of experience. So, and I bring my 9mm gun for them to shoot.
What do you shoot, Debbie?
I have one already.
What do you have?
What do you have?
I have a Glock 17.
Okay, so that's a little bit bigger, but that's okay.
Yeah, and like you and I have done this before, if it's too much for them, we use Desi's 380.
No, I have a Walther 22. That's a little bang
22.
bang, right? People make fun of 22 guns because they're small and there's no recoil. So for a first time gun owner or for someone that's shooting for the first time, it's very less intimidating. Now, Debbie, when you work with these ladies, like when you're at the range, when you're paired with a female, do you see their comfort level kind of go up because it's another female that they're working with? Like, do you see a difference than working with a male to a female?
Well, I would think so. I do feel after their first couple of shots, they do kind of calm down a little bit and they're not so nervous. But by the end of the 2 hours, she's just like shooting away, and then she runs out of ammo.
Of course, and that seems to be the problem that we're all having these days is running out of ammo and being able to find ammo for a good price. But
I think a guy would be a tad intimidated to be shooting with Debbie if you really want the honest truth of it all.
No,
if you've seen Debbie,
many men.
Yes, she is not intimidating. She's a little sweetheart.
Well, no, because we don't want her to outshoot us. You know how guys are.
I mean, guys in their ego, and if a woman outshoots them, God forbid, us be better than them.
I'll have to go to bed early tonight.
And they're going to go to bed crying.
Get over that quickly.
Yeah, right. Get over that quickly.
So now, Debbie.
Well, I have had a man come up to me and go, "Nice groupings."
That's awesome. So, Debbie, tell me, what's your favorite part of being an ambassador? Like, why do you like this program?
It's really rewarding in that, number one, I'm meeting new like-minded women, new friends. Several of them, I still, to this day, we text back and forth, have you been to the range lately? How's the gun doing? And all of that. So I'm meeting new friends, but I feel like they're empowering themselves with their new gun ownership. And that's a really neat feeling to know that they feel a little bit stronger when they have that in their home and they can protect their family. So it's just really very rewarding for everybody, for them and for me, to be able to, empower them. It's great.
Right. Well, and I think that's really the baseline to NOTMESD.
Yeah, we want to empower women to be their own protector.
Take the fear out of it.
Exactly. Again, firearms can be very, very intimidating. But when you see someone like Debbie or myself at the range and we're shooting and we're helping these other women, because I love to take women to the range as well and, teach them to shoot. I mean, when you become very passionate about it, you love teaching others and seeing like the joy and their smile on their faces, like when they shoot, or the fear of, oh my gosh, like that was so scary, right? But it's very rewarding to be able to go through that. And like Debbie's saying, the program isn't just a one call. Like, we're constantly in communication with these applicants. We're checking in, we're holding their hand. And even after they've quote unquote gone through the process, we're still staying in contact with them because we want to make sure that they're there. And it's a friendship that we've, developed. And Debbie, that we have a great group of women ambassadors that volunteer. But these women are also your family now because we love to talk about guns and we love to have our little virtual happy hours and we can become, very better friends and everything. So it's a great program.
Yes, it is. It really is, and I'm just so thrilled about being an ambassador and helping you, and it is. It's a nice sisterhood.
Sisterhood of gun-loving girls. I mean, it can't get any better than that. At least I don't think so.
No.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, Debbie, tell me about a great experience that you've had with one of your candidates or one of your applicants. Tell us about a story that you've had.
Let's see. I think my favorite one so far is I spoke with this one lady who really needed a weapon in the home to protect her family. She did not own a gun yet, and we talked for hours prior to actually meeting her. I suggested that she go to the SDCGO shooting social, and I told her that I was going to be there that week to be, one of the ambassadors. And she showed up. She brought her girlfriend with her, and I taught them both how to shoot my gun and everything. And she texted me a couple of days later, and she did go out and buy a Glock 19. So, yeah, and her and her friend, they continue to go to the range together with that one gun. And to this day, they check in on me and they tell me, they're doing great. Their groupings are getting closer. And
it's always about the groupings, right? It's like my groupings are getting better. They're not so spread out anymore.
But they're a great story and two friends that I'll always cherish.
And the great thing about the program, too, Dave, is that we talked about it's word of mouth. So if you have one person involved, they're going to go tell their friends when they have a great experience. And just like in Debbie's situation, the one friend brought her friends. And I love going to these shooting socials and seeing just like groups of gals there. Mm-hmm. And these shooting socials are primarily like women right now because women want to learn how to shoot. And they're not afraid to ask for that help. Yeah. And so they just tell each other and away we go.
Well, you guys are going to get a new student, actually two. Because my wife keeps listening to this show, and she keeps saying, when can I go? When can I go? So I'm going to make her. So I'm going to make her get on the website. And now my wife had a question because we share a Smith & Wesson 9mm, which she hates.
Correct.
Because she can't rack it.
Yep.
And her gun that she likes is our Mossberg 500.
Okay.
Do you do any shotgun training?
I personally don't, but Debbie, do you do shotgun training?
I love shotgun.
So
there we go.
Then I would just pair your wife with Debbie, and they can go have fun together.
All right, so I will get her. I will get her to get it done before we have another litter of puppies, or she starts going to dog shows. But she really, really, really wants to do it, and it's because she keeps listening to the show, and as Joe here was nice enough to bring out the fact that I haven't gone shooting. That means she hasn't gone shooting. So she's going to leave me aside, I think, and get involved. So I think this is a great program for her to get involved in.
Now, does she have any kind of firearms right now or just the shotgun?
Yeah, just the shotgun and the 9mm.
Okay, but is the 9mm yours or hers?
Well, it's basically mine.
Okay.
So what I want to do is get her a gun that she likes.
Right.
It's kind of like your husband teaching you how to drive a car.
Yep. It doesn't happen very well.
Nope.
Never a good thing.
It's better if somebody like yourselves get her together, show her a bunch of different firearms, because she's falling back on the shotgun because she's not comfortable with the pistol. So let's get her something that I think she'd be comfortable with. Because sometimes the shotgun's not always. I know everybody says that's home defense, but a lot of times maybe a pistol is better home defense than a shotgun.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only good if it's fun to shoot, right?
And if you know how to shoot it.
Well, let me tell you about her grouping. So the first time I took her out, I hook her up with a 9mm. I put her 25 yards out.
25 yards out? That's where you started her?
I didn't know any difference. I figured to see how she does. And it was like about, what is this, 3-inch grouping?
With the shotgun?
No, with a 9mm.
Okay.
So I pull it back in. I go, what the? And it was center mass. I went, you've never shot before? She goes, nope.
So no, hold on. What was your grouping?
It wasn't as good as hers.
And did she brag about that?
Wow.
Well, she did, sort of, kind of. And the shotgun, she was even better with a shotgun than I was.
So how is your pride after that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I have no problem with that. But she has never handled a firearm until that time she went to the
She's
range.
a natural.
It's scary natural. Scary natural. So,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to hook you guys up. Hey, Debbie, this has been a blast. It's. I can tell you've been smiling for the whole segment. Am I right?
I have.
See?
Yeah.
See, you can hear the smile in her
I
voice.
know, you can hear it. And
Nice.
Desi, we want to thank you for having her on. It was awesome.
Of course, anytime.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
All right.
Debbie.
And you can
All right,
request
you can
Debbie. And you can request Debbie, I bet.
We'll see about
Absolutely.
that.
She's high on your list, right?
She's very high in demand.
I had a feeling. All right, take care, kid.
Bye, you all.
Thanks, Debbie.
Bye. All right, folks, this is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.